So I'm a representative. I believe the conference was, we are, like you said, an employee of the company now. We are an employee of Coca-Cola, and we've been presented a solidarity agreement to change the way FIFA conducts itself and its governing of the World Cup. We found there was a lot of ethical issues, and we've been pitched an agreement to change the way FIFA operates.
Go.
4 World Cups, numerous ethical and human rights violations. Unfair courts in South Africa, displacement of entire families in Brazil, persecution in Russia, and slave labor in Qatar. We've heard the legal and financial implications presented to us, and I believe the agreement we have may just be the solution. No one's talking about the ethical issues, but there are 4 virtues I see that need addressing. 1, toughness. We need to be tougher on FIFA and those we sponsor with our money. Transparency. We want to know what FIFA is doing and why. Responsibility. We want to make sure FIFA is knows actually what they're doing to the host countries of the World Cup and not having negative effects. And finally, fairness. We want FIFA to make sure that the host country is actually qualified to host the World Cup. We as a company can set precedent for years to come. We can be an ethical trailblazer, a move I think that will benefit ethics everywhere. After all, the best way to start a fire is the best way to fight a fire is to make sure it's never started. Thank you.
Well, when Facebook looked into conducting a psychology experiment, and it got released in 2014, where it changed the news feeds to be more positively or negatively charged. And when users found out that this happened without their knowledge, they had a negative reaction to it. So this is looking at how Facebook itself can change this in future days, not to be more wise about how they use research methods.
Okay, go.
How does it feel to have your good faith violated? This feeling of an abuse of trust was very real for many Facebook users upon the realization that 700,000 of them had their news feeds altered so that more positive or negative content was revealed. Despite manipulating its newsfeed algorithm, Facebook did not tell its users or have them ask for their consent. Users were not notified beforehand, nor were they debriefed afterwards. True, users must consent to Facebook's terms and conditions beforehand. However, in these terms of service, Facebook did not outline that research would be a method that they can use on users until May of 2012, and this is months after the psychology experiment was conducted. Facebook includes be open among its 5 core values. However, in this current example of its use of research methods, it did not appear to be very open. The benefit to discovering the negative news feeds to increase the negative comments from users does not appear to justify the harm that was caused to the short-term happiness of users and to the long-term trust and security that the 1.3 billion users of Facebook worldwide had to endure. Facebook, if it can gauge a user's emotional state, might have an ethical responsibility to make sure that users are happy. And also there's a question that if there are depressed users, should Facebook maybe align positive news feeds towards those depressed users? The power, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I will be an employee of DoubleClick, and DoubleClick is a targeted advertising agency, which means every time you go online, they place a cookie on your browser. They watch where you go online, what you do online, and given this information, they can see what your interests are, and they assign advertisements to your specific interests.
Go.
DoubleClick is a leader in the targeted advertising industry. However, by not informing consumers that they place cookies on their browsers, they are tracking them without their knowledge or consent. This means there's a loss of privacy, as we can see everything that users do online. Now, if this information is paired with personally identifiable information, we are also stripping users of their anonymity. A loss of privacy and anonymity is inevitable given today's technology, but we have to see, have we gone too far? Privacy and anonymity are essential to autonomy, which is the fundamental right of any free society. Now, all major browsers support a do not track option for users. This do not track option is inevitably our choice to follow through or not, and we choose not to. now, all of our integrity is at stake by not following through with this. We could simply ask for express consent, and if we did this, we would be respecting their autonomy. And there are options which exist which would allow consumers to decide what information is shared, who has access to it, and how it is used. Why shouldn't we follow through with these solutions? Thank you.